Julio, this is your third big league camp. What's the energy like coming in here? You're an established player now. You guys have gone to the postseason. What's just the energy about just the new guys and everything that's going on right now?
Well, right now it feels really good. Honestly, like you say, it's my third big league spring training, like actual, like being in the big leagues, which is crazy to think about. But it feels really good. I feel like everybody kind of like at this point, I think nobody takes to kind of like take it far, know their body, know themselves a lot better now. And I feel like that's what you see all around. I feel like everybody knows where to go without even having to tell anything. It's a lot easier for us to move around and kind of know what it takes to like get to where we want to get and prepare ourselves how we should be preparing. I feel like everybody knows that, and it feels really good that we don't have like so many players kind of like needing to be told what to do or so why. I feel like everybody knows what works for them and how to get better.
You came here straight from the Super Bowl, and you got down here, and there's already a bunch of dudes down here working out and everything. What does it kind of just say about how hungry you guys are to get the season going?
Yeah, I feel like everybody's ready to play. Everybody's ready to play, and I could tell a lot of the guys had a great off season, and I feel like they're ready to go out there and take the field.
In what ways do you approach this differently than you did maybe your first big league camp?
I mean, I feel like I know where I'm gonna go. Like I know I'm gonna be playing center field. Like I know, like I said, like, I've been kind of a little bit through it. I know things that work for me, things that didn't work for me. And I feel like being able to take those things away and like kind of like see how to clean it up and see how to keep getting better because, like I said, I know I'm gonna be playing center field. So how do I prepare myself to be playing out there the best that I can at my highest quality throughout the whole year?
Julio, we've heard that you've had great determination this offseason in going about what you do and getting ready for this season. How did you come up with a plan of what you wanted to do and how you wanted to build up last season?
I feel like I have always kind of had a plan, but like a lot of us know, I feel like I had a lot of learning experience last year, and I feel like that's something that allowed me to even kind of not take things for granted even more. I feel like I got here because of how I work or how I approach my things, and I feel like last year kind of like even opened more my eyes, like how much more disciplined I should be, like how much more into it I should be. So I feel like it just kind of like cemented even more like how much more I should approach it. So yeah, I feel like I took my time. I took my time this year, and I was able to plan it better, just based off like the things that I learned last year. So I'm excited.
Disappointing. How tough was it to see the Rangers win it all? Like you guys played with Houston and Texas, and they're there playing for the LCS. Did you watch the postseason, or like how frustrating was it to see all that?
I watched. I watched definitely some of the games, and like you say, it was frustrating in a way, but at the same time, it kind of shows that it's not so out of reach, how people make it seem. So it's just like to see like people that you kind of battle against, that you go kind of toe to toe, and that you fight like game in, game out, and like see somebody like that just kind of take it out that win the whole way. I feel like it shows that it's not so far away. We obviously need to like tighten up a little bit, like kind of get better. But like I feel like a lot of people forget that we're a young team, and sometimes when somebody that is young or like and is hungry enough, I feel like once you take a loss, you kind of learn from it. A lot of people, I feel like, will get down on it and like kind of cry on it and like do things like that. But I don't think that's who this group is. I don't think that's not our identity. So I feel like we'll learn a lot from it. Like I said, I feel like a lot of people know now what works for them, what don't work for them, and I feel like that was a big learning experience for all of us last year. And like I said, we're young, but at the same time we're here. Like we're not gonna back down on anybody, and we're gonna learn from it. We're gonna keep moving forward until we get to where we want to get.
What is your impression of the guys? I mean, I know you know Polanco already, and you know Mitch, but like it seems like the guys they brought in fit to what you believe in and what the other guys believe in terms of preparing and competing. They're all older guys that kind of know how to play at the big league level. What is your impression of these guys?
I mean, it's really good, like you said, like they're really hardworking people. They're really disciplined. They go about their business, and I feel like they're gonna add so much more to our team than what people think. Like I feel like people a lot of times focus on all like the big names, the big things, the big that. But I feel like you need guys that they can play. That you need guys that's gonna add value in like so many different ways. You know, not just like on the playing field, but like how to stay disciplined. Hey, somebody just flashing. Somebody flashing. Somebody flashing light. Moose, come on, Moose. But yeah, you know, it's,
Ratings turning.
yeah. No, but I just feel like it's good. I feel like a lot of people underestimate how much like a big impactful guy, not just on the field but off the field too, in the clubhouse, can really bring out to the table.
Julio, with Polanco, it seems like you were working out with him a lot in Tampa. Were you with him when the trade went down? How did that all happen? And how excited were you?
I mean, I was really excited, you know, obviously to watch him train. I watched him getting better. I watched him going after it in the off season. So I remember there was one day that we were just talking, messing around, and the next day I look at him, I say, hey, good to see you, man. Because like that's the day after the trade, and like, you know, like he was excited about to be part of the team, and he knows that we're hungry, you know, like we obviously like he watched me work. We talk a lot of the things out there, and he's excited to be here. Yeah, I'm excited for him to be here too, because I know that he's somebody that's gonna add a lot of value to our team.
Julio, as the team was going through the offseason and making a lot of moves, how closely were you following? And we also heard that they kind of kept you appraised of what was going on and just the strategy behind it. And how important was that communication for you?
I mean, it was really good. You know, it seems like they care about what we thought, and they care about like how we're viewing things. So they made sure that we were clear on like on the whys and the why things were happening. I feel like that's something that any player will appreciate from the team, obviously.
Julio, how important is it to keep the starting pitching together? And what's your perspective, you know, getting to play in center field and seeing what how special this starting rotation is?
I mean, they special. I feel like everybody. I feel like I don't know how not more people is talking about it, but it's fine. But it's unbelievable what those guys can do. I feel like the people, like I said, people underestimate how like young they are and like how much they're learning. Like you obviously got Castillo on it. Like everybody knows what he's gonna do. You have Logan, but then you got guys like Kirby. You got Bryce Miller and Wu, and like those are impressive guys. You know, like I feel like people forget. Let's say Wu and Miller, they just got back last year, and they were going up against like teams like Texas, Houston, and like kind of having really good games. You know, so I feel like people underestimate all that, and like I don't know. I just feel like we're gonna play, we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna see what happens at the end. You know.
So we heard all about your off season and everything, but how do you kind of assess your season last year? I mean, you finished fourth in the MVP voting. You had some really big moments in August, but you, I think, at times were a little inconsistent. You felt. Just kind of walk us through just your assessment of how you felt the overall season went from an individual standpoint.
I mean, I feel like you said, you heard about it. Like I wasn't happy with it. You know, I feel like a lot of people can say, oh, like he was, like you said, like he was fourth in MVP, like he did this, he did that. How can he not be happy? Well, like you said too, I feel like there was a lot of moments that I feel like I should have done better. Like I could have done better, and like I know my ability, I know what I want for myself, and I know a lot of people can say, oh, like he should have done this, he should have done that, but none of you guys, no matter, with respect to all of you guys and everybody that watches me, everybody that supports me, none of you guys would want me to be successful for this team like I want to be successful for this team, because I'm the one that's out there working, putting myself through a lot of things that you guys don't see and you will never see because I will never show you guys. But it's just like I'm the one that's going after it, you know. Like I want to win in this team. I want to do the best that I can to be able to win in this team, and like I know people will get frustrated, but nobody's gonna get as frustrated as I will be once I kind of fail, you know. But the only thing I can do is learn from it, grow from it, work on it, and come back here, get better, you know. And I feel that's the only thing I can control. And like I said too, I had a lot of learning experience last year that I'm grateful for. You know, that was my second year in the league, where a lot of people say, oh, that's the sophomore slump or whatever. I don't know how that's gonna fit in like a lot of people's mind now, but for me that was a sophomore slump that I was grateful for, that I was able to learn, that I know is gonna help me out down the road in my career, and that's something that I'm not gonna take for granted, and that's something that I will never forget. That is always gonna keep pushing me to keep getting better and never feel that way.
Two more guys.
Julio, do you think that bringing back Mitch, adding Polanco, getting Garver, Rayleigh, do you think the lineup is set up to be more consistent, so you guys aren't like waiting for that homer or get caught in a game where you got to get the one big hit, whereas maybe you guys can be more consistent in producing runs on a daily basis?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like we're a team that can grind down any pitcher. You know, we can fight off any pitcher, and like we can go up against anybody, and like you know you're gonna have like good consistent at bat. You know that you're gonna have somebody that can pass the baton, like take that walk, and just kind of like keep the line moving. Because if you get like 3 guys on base, the next guy can just walk it up, have a nice hit, and like whatever, like put pressure on the pitcher. And I feel like ultimately you don't win just one game in the first inning. I feel like just kind of staying consistent throughout the game. That's something that's really important too. And I feel like that this is a lineup that's gonna be tough to face, like top to bottom, because you're gonna have those relentless hitters out there.
Given the new guys you've added, you were able to hold on to the pitching. You revamped the bullpen even a little bit. And given the experience of playing Houston and Texas, how well equipped do you guys feel to potentially go out and win the AL West this year?
We feel good. We feel good.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.